hate this game. Why does anyone do this to themselves? Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was so wrapped up in my game of the New York Times spelling bee that I didn't see you come in. But now that you're here, let's take a couple minutes and talk about photography. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a particularly miserable day outside on this gloomy Wednesday, March 6th, 2024. But if you're just joining us, I'm Mike Riston. I talk about photography. And I specifically talk about photographers I think you should be following or whose work you should be checking out. Because I think it's good. And maybe you'll think it's good too. And this is 10-minute exposure. And it's called that because I try to keep the episodes under 10 minutes. And if I go over 10 minutes, then I have to punish myself by doing planks. And I really don't want to do a plank for any amount of time. Ever. Ever. So let's jump right into it. This morning I woke up and I was taking some recycling out, and it was this wall of fog waiting for me as soon as I got out the back door. Just oppressive, miserable, gloomy, and claustrophobic feeling as I went out. And I knew immediately which photographer I wanted to talk about. I discovered his work on Threads. It's how I'm discovering a lot of new photography work these days. Some really great people sharing really great work on that platform. So if you don't have a Threads, consider getting one. But this guy goes by the screen name Incorporeal99, but his human being name is Maysen Saint Germain. I'm never too sure with that one. If there's not an extra vowel on the end, I'm not sure if it's a long sound or a short sound. So Maysen, hook me up with the correct pronunciation. But until then, I'm just going to pronounce it Maysen Saint Cool Guy. So I'm going to share a link to his work in the description. And I'm going to pull a window up right now and show you some of his portraiture work. To start with, I'll jump over into some of his New England landscapes in just a minute. But the thing that I love about his work is this sort of timeless, youthful feeling to it. This reminds me a lot of photo books that I've looked at from photographers in the 70s and the 80s who did these sort of slice of life, everyday moments with youthful folks living their lives, the past that I can't ever have back. And I specifically love his environmental portraitures in homes or in group settings. This one in particular, with the gentleman sitting in the Nirvana themed bedroom, is spectacular. I love those Looney Tunes bed sheets. Just straight out of the 90s, man. And the color work that he's doing is just spectacular. It's muted, it's wintry, it's cold, it isn't bold and contrasty. It's very subdued, and it's the kind of work that I can look at and get lost in and not feel overwhelmed by. Spectacular stuff going on there. So yeah, obviously I think his portrait work is great. I'm a nut for portraiture, but I also really love, and I'm going to scroll up here and I'm going to jump into his documentary work here for a minute. I really love his New England gloomy landscape photos. This one in particular with the giant satellite dish, big favorite of mine. I like to include a satellite dish in just about every composition I can, but there's just these elements of it that seem so contradictory. These wild winter New England landscapes with machinery in the foreground and trucks. There's this utilitarian feel to it that's just exquisite. I love it. I love the feeling of it. This is another great one. Fences with like the word close written on it, and it's so cryptic and again easy to look at. The palette isn't overwhelming. I think he's doing great work, and I found out today he's only 25. I wish I was producing work like this when I was 25. I think I was caught up chasing whatever the latest it fad was. I mean, so subliminal, so low key. Again, very enjoyable to look at. And you can really look at this and take in a lot of detail. And I think that's the thing about him that I love the most. His work is so detailed. He's not shooting with soft depth of field. He's shooting very, deep into the field. He's got an eye for, very unique architecture. I'm not even going to talk about car photos because that's cheating, but he does a great work at auto photography as well. It doesn't glorify the car, it isn't this fetishization of the automobile. It's this incorporation of it as a rusted element of the Rust Belt, of the salty New England landscape. I also know that he has a book out that you can hop over to on his shop. I don't know if it's still available for pre-order, but if it is, you should pick it up. Maysen, I can't right now, buddy. I wish that I could, but I just went to Costco the other day, and unfortunately, they had the Black Forest gummy bears on sale, and that's like a big box of like 65 packages. My desk right now is covered in the wrappers for these things because I have no self-control. And so I spent all my book money on gummy bears, but I'll get you next time. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. If you've got the money to spend, go pick up a pre-order. It's self-published. I love supporting people that are doing self-published work. This isn't through a big box store. It's not being sold, you know, it's not being sold through a press. This is a guy with a passion for photography, putting a book together by himself and getting it out there. So support that. Uh, Again, I'm not feeling great, so I'm going to come in way under 10 minutes today. And I'm going to go over to my chair and I'm going to pass out and just sleep that NyQuil off and hopefully get over this thing so that the next time I come at you, I'll get you for the full 10 minutes. I'm going to drop Maysen's information in the show description below. I want you to jump down and give him a follow. And while you're down there, if there's another photographer you think I should be looking at, join the conversation and let me know. I'm always looking for new work, as I hope you are too. But until then, stay 6 feet away from me at all times. Bye bye.